Welcome to Chapter 4 of the Petrol Attendant course, Receive Stock. You will learn how to receive stock, minimize shrinkage, and maintain stock balances. By the end of this module, learners will be able to receive goods into the wholesale or retail outlet, prevent shrinkage and losses in the receiving area, maintain stock balances in the receiving area in order to enhance the efficiency of the supply chain. Section 1 will focus on receiving goods. Now let's look at the importance of receiving goods. Receiving stock is a critical control function in any wholesale or retail business. Accurate receiving ensures that the correct goods in the correct quantities and conditions are delivered and properly documented. It protects the organization from shrinkage, fraud, and financial losses. Effective receiving supports accurate stock records, informed decision-making, and improved customer service, making it less essential to overall business success. Let's talk about sorting or floating stock according to organizational requirements. When delivery vehicle arrives, goods are floated into the designated receiving area. Stock must never be left in a mixed or unstructured piles. Immediately after offloading, goods must be sorted according to organizational requirements and stock characteristics. Sorting may be done by product category, perishable and non-perishable items, fragile goods, hazardous products, temperature-sensitive items, and high-value or control stock. This process makes stock easier to count, inspect, and record accurately. It also prevents cross-contamination, spoilage, damage, and misplacement. Proper sorting improves efficiency, protects stock quality, and ensures a smooth flow of goods throughout the organization. Recording stock received according to organizational procedures. Recording stock accurately is a critical part of the receiving process. The moment stock is accepted into the business, it becomes part of the organization's inventory and financial record. This means every item received must be properly documented and captured. Recording procedures may include capturing the stock into a computerized inventory system, updating manual stock cards, and completing a goods received note or GRV. It also involves logging important details such as supply information, delivery dates, and reference numbers. Where applicable, batch numbers and expiry dates must also be recorded to support the traceability and stock rotation. Failure to record stock correctly can lead into accurate stock balances. This may result in over-ordering or stock shortages, incorrect financial reporting, and loss of customer trust. Accurate recording ensures that management has reliable information for planning, budgeting, and replenishing decisions. In summary, proper stock control protects the organization's assets, supports operational efficiency, and strengthens overall business control. Checking stock against required documentation. Before stock is officially accepted into the business, it must be verified against supporting documentation. This step is a critical control measure that protects the organization from financial loss and stock discrepancies. The documents used during verification usually include the purchase order, the delivery note, the invoice, and where applicable, supplier contracts or agreements. The receiver must carefully check that the supplier's name matches the order. The order number must also be correct to ensure the delivery corresponds to an authorized purchase. Next, confirm that the product description matches exactly what was ordered. The items delivered must be the correct product, brand, or specification. Quantities delivered must be counted and compared against the quantities ordered. This physical count must always take place before signing any documentation. The receiver must also inspect the goods for visible damage, defects, or signs of tampering. It is also important to remember that signing documentation without counting or inspecting the goods exposes the organization to financial loss. Once signed, the documents become proof that the goods were correctly received. Careful verification ensures accuracy, prevents losses, and strengthens internal control within the receiving process. Routine maintenance supports safety, prevents service interruptions, and extends the lifespan of equipment. Identifying and resolving variances. A variance occurs when there's a difference between what was ordered and what was delivered. A variance can include short delivery, where fewer items are received than ordered. They can also include over deliveries, where more items are delivered than requested. Other examples include incorrect product, damaged goods, or pricing discrepancies. All variances must be identified immediately during the receiving process. If a variance is found, the receiver must clearly note the discrepancy on the delivery documentation. The supervisor or manager must be informed without delay. A variance or a discrepancy report must then be completed according to organizational procedures. The receiver must also follow the organization's procedures for returns or supplier claims. Proper handling of variances ensures accountability and prevents financial loss. Accepting incorrect deliveries without proper documentation can result in stock imbalances that affect the entire supply chain. Section 2 focuses on shrinkage and the impact. How shrinkage occurs during receiving. Shrinkage refers to the loss of stock before it is sold to customers. This means the business loses inventory without generating any income from it. Shrinkage can occur for several reasons. These include theft, damaged goods, supplier fraud, and administrative errors or poor operational process. In many cases, shrinkage happens gradually and may go unnoticed if proper controls are not in place. The impact of shrinkage on the organization is serious. It reduces profits because the business has paid for stock that cannot be sold. It increases operational cost as lost stock must be replaced. Shrinkage can also cause stock shortages, which lead to customer dissatisfaction where products are not available. Over time, ongoing losses reduce the organization's competitiveness in the markets. Even small losses, when repeated regularly, can significantly affect the overall profitability. For this reason, preventing shrinkage is a key responsibility in daily operations. Let's talk about implementing shrinkage and loss prevention measures. Loss prevention is a critical part of stock control and operational management. Several measures can be implemented to reduce losses. Firstly, always count all goods carefully before signing delivery documents. Never assume quantities are correct. Surveillance systems such as cameras help monitor activities and discourage theft. Access to stock areas should also be restricted to authorized personnel only. Another important control is separating responsibilities. For example, one person counts the stock while another captures the information. This reduces the risk of error or fraud. Random audits should also be counted to verify stock accuracy and ensure procedures are being followed. Finally, any suspicious activity must be reported immediately to management. These prevent measures create a culture of accountability and significantly reduce opportunities for theft, fraud, or administrative errors. Reporting security breaches. If any irregular activity is detected, it must be reported immediately in line with organizational policy. Delayed reporting can increase risks and lead to further losses. Examples of security breaches include broken truck seals, which may indicate tampering during transit. Tampering or damaged packaging is another warning sign that must not be ignored. Missing documentation, such as delivery notes or invoices, is also a serious concern. Unauthorized persons in restricted areas must be reported at once, as well as any suspicious behavior observed during receiving or stock handling. Moving stock to storage area. Once stock has been checked and correctly recorded, it must be moved promptly to its designated storage area. Delays in storage can increase the risk of damage, theft, or misplacement. Storage must always follow the characteristics of stock. Refrigerated goods must be placed immediately into cold rooms to maintain the quality and prevent spoilage. High-value goods should be stored in locked or secure areas to reduce the risk of theft. Hazardous goods must be stored in approved area that comply with safety regulations to prevent accidents or contamination. Fast-moving goods should be placed in easily accessible locations to support efficient replenishment and sales. Proper storage protects stock, maintains quality, and ensures effective stock control. Prevent shrinkage and losses in the receiving area. The receiving area is one of the highest risk areas for stock losses because goods are entering the business but may not yet be fully recorded. Strong controls are therefore essential. All stock must be counted and inspected before signing any delivery documents. Quantities, description, and condition must be verified against purchase orders and delivery notes. Never sign without proper checking. Access to the receiving area must be restricted to authorized personnel. Supervision, CCTV, and separating duties between counting and recording help reduce theft and errors. Stock must be recorded immediately after verification, and goods received notes must be completed accurately. High-value items should be moved directly to secure storage, and goods must never be left unattended. Once recorded, stock should be transferred promptly to correct storage areas, stacked properly, labeled clearly, and managed using first in, first out FIFO to prevent damage or expiry. Regular audit, spot checks, and immediately reporting of suspicious activity further strengthens control. Good housekeeping also supports stock security. By consistently applying these measures, the organization reduces shrinkage, protects profits, and maintains accurate stock control. Maintaining housekeeping standards. A clean and organized receiving area is essential for both efficiency and safety. Good housekeeping supports smooth operation and reduces unnecessary risks. Housekeeping standards include keeping walkways clear at all times to prevent strips and falls. Stock must be stacked safely and securely to avoid collapse or damage. Floor should be kept clean and free from spills or debris. Proper lighting is also important to ensure accurate checking and safe movement within the area. All equipment must be functional and well maintained to support efficient operations. Documentation should be stored in an organized manner to ensure easy access and accurate record keeping. Good housekeeping reduces accidents, improves workflow, and reflects professionalism within the organization.